Hi, welcome to Point Main, and today we're going to be talking about your bullshit detector. But first,
you know what I think is bullshit? I have not seen one comment from any of you guys since we started doing these videos. You know how hard I work to make this stuff actually make sense? It's not easy. So, if you want to make sure that I'm happy, which I know should be very important to all of you, it's important to me, is that I need you to like, share, but more importantly than anything, I need you to comment, because we're trying to generate some user-generated content. We want to start posting videos about stuff you want to hear about. Whether or not you want to hear our opinions on it, I guess will depend on... Well, that might be why no one's commenting. But anyway, we just comment.
And shout out to Jensen on this as long as
Again?
Thank you for... I don't know if we ever put the video
You did. Well, I mean, we're going to put the video up. But I mean, hey, twice. You get two shout-outs because no one else is commenting.
Thank you. So, let's talk about bullshit detectors. So, according to Urban Dictionary, a well-financed source.
Urban Dictionary.
Well, when I went on Wikipedia, bullshit detector ended up being a LP compilation of some band. That was the first thing that came up. So, your BS detector is supposed to be your ability to detect dishonesty, corruption, fraud, insincerity, hypocrisy, and falsity, and others.
I can tell you, California can't detect bullshit or hobo feces because that state is overrun with both. And they keep electing the same idiots that keep propagating this nonsense.
And I bring that up because of the election. Recently, we've seen a change in terms with the whole court packing thing. They're trying to turn it around from what it's always been, which is adding extra seats to the judiciary, Supreme Court.
Packing the court with seats.
And to now, just filling any vacancy.
Or according to Kamala Harris, packing them with white people. Which is apparently... hey, apparently you can actually pick your VP candidate based on race, but you shouldn't do it for your judges.
The left, especially Joe Biden, has always loved Clarence Thomas. Of course, Clarence Thomas accused him of engaging in a high-tech lynching to his face, but...
Well, Kamala Harris called him a racist, basically, and that's anyway, so... If you're listening to anything Joe Biden has to say about court packing, which, if you've watched his last few interviews, he has pretty much avoided the conversation.
We had a chance to interview Biden one-on-one and ask him if he plans to pack the Supreme Court with more justices if he wins. Here was that exchange.
Sir, I've got to ask you about packing the courts. And I know that you said yesterday you aren't going to answer the question until after the election. But this is the number one thing that I've been asked about from viewers in the past couple of days.
Well, you've been asked by the viewers who are probably Republicans who don't want me continuing to talk about what they're doing to the court right now.
Well, sir, don't the voters deserve to know?
No, they don't. I'm not going to play his game. He'd love me to talk about, and I've already said something on court. He'd love that to be the discussion instead of what he's doing now. He's about to make a pick in the middle of an election. First time it's ever been done. First time in history it's ever been done.
I answer your question. Next thing you know, that's going to be the topic of all your news. Yeah, dumbass, because you're running for president, you dunce. Of course they're going to ask you this question. Are you going to fundamentally break one of the branches of government? Yes or no? You'll find out once you vote for me, right?
So this is where I get into the question about your basic bullshit detector. Is yours working? Is mine working? When we're so inundated with what is now termed fake news, what constitutes fake news? And does it have the ability to win over people? Because no one has the time to actually look into anything. We're going about our lives, and the first thing we hear, we just take at face value. But wherever in our life have we ever done that? So what is going on here?
You guys are just letting somebody else do your thinking for you. I'm actually curious. I'm actually in the comments. I'm genuinely curious how many of you actually knew before this video, before it became an issue, what packing the court means. Because just like with racism, it happened recently. People are trying to redefine terms to fit what they want their narrative to be. Because now all of a sudden, court packing is not packing the court with seats. Now it's just filling vacant seats legally that you're allowed to do.
Yeah, it's Orwellian, George Orwell in 1984, using the opposite of terms like war is peace and stuff like that. And the Ministry of Truth, which always lies to people. And that brings us to a term, illusory truth. The tendency to believe false information to be correct after repeated exposure to this. And I've been sucked into this too. I'll tell you a true story. There was a famous Duke rape case that involved some lacrosse players. And until recently, I thought those kids were guilty because I had never heard anything else.
I thought that was the only way a lacrosse player is going to get in the news. So I was actually pretty well supportive of the whole situation. Lacrosse, hell of a sport that you haven't heard of.
So please let us know where, how you feel. What have you been sucked into fake information before? I mean, we tend to have a sense when people are lying to us to our face. But where is this disconnect when people are lying to our face via the television?
Well, I think what it is right now, at least with this, I just want to say is I think that the media pretty much counts on most Americans not knowing exactly what they're talking about. As far as, with the government, with how the government's run, with how, the legal system works, or judiciary works, they assume you don't know how it works, so they can just say whatever the hell they want. You're like, what makes sense? He's talking about packing and court packing and unpacking and repacking. Yeah, makes sense to me.
But this is the first time where I felt like, with the packing the court thing, they just think you're stupid. This is like the first time where I'm just like...
Well, hold on. I don't agree with that. They must have already thought you were stupid. Joe Biden was like, during my whole administration, me and Barack, there was not even a hint of a scandal. Yeah, you're right, you're the hint of a scandal. He thinks y'all are stupid. He tells y'all who's black now.
Point made.